Hi, Dale. What's happening? Hey, everybody, it's Big Daddy. This is not a show. This is just a quick live to thank Uncle Bruno and everybody in my crew and all my listeners that are not chatty in the chat, but want to send me instant messages. Thank you. Also, to the 5 people that helped make my 24-hour fundraiser happen. I didn't think I was going to hit my goal of $200. But Dave Kendall from Kendall Landscaping in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, hit me up with a $75 donation about 11:57 p.m. last night. So I was pretty pumped about that. It was a last-minute thing. And Carla, a lot of my regular listeners, Carla gave a really good donation. Kristen. So from Texas to New Hampshire to Pennsylvania, to parts unknown, thanks for the donations. Even $1 or $5 when we run these things for charity, it's a big, huge deal to me. And thank you to everybody who made it happen. Also, before I get into it, I don't know if there's going to be a show tonight. It was too late to do a Friday night free-for-all. We said we'd do one if we got the donations to hit the $200 mark. But Uncle Bruno's busy with a funeral. Family or friends, I don't know, but prayers out to him and whoever is involved. But we might do a show tonight, or we might just drop back and punt and do a Sunday chill. We haven't done that in a while. This coming week, we will start our season 5 seasons of the BDRS. God bless us all. And where's Uncle Bruno, Dale? That's the question. Well, I just told you. But thanks for welcoming me back. Most people watch my shows after the lives. People always say, why don't too many people show up when you're live? I don't know, but I wish you could see my inbox when I do go on live with a crazy conversation. It's interesting, and it's a lot of people that you don't even see in chat. I don't even know how Facebook works, quite honestly. So, basically, everybody's worried about, which is really cool. People are worried about me. I'm gonna get into telling everybody what the hell went down in shows in the near future, but I want to give them justice. But for the people that are bugging, wanting to know what's going on, before the story gets out wrong, because since I'm live on Facebook, I'm kind of like, it's almost like, well, it is. It's like reality TV. But let's get rid of this graphic and the cool tagger. And I'm cool with leaving that one. God bless America. And anyway, so here's what happened. So I went to the doctor for some anxiety. Getting older sucks and that kind of thing. They gave me a small dose of something, but my sleeping pattern got all screwed up. So he gave me what he described as another pill to help me with the sleeping. And boy, did it work. It got me back to sunset and sunrise. And then I was taking that for about 2 months, maybe a little over. And then I went to the pharmacy to get all my diabetes pills and that's all I pretty much take. And that prescription wasn't in there. So I thought it was just a sleeping pill, and I didn't make a fuss about it. Well, then I regretfully made a big mistake doing that. And I had like a crazy reaction, literally, quite frankly, literally. And I found myself in an ER weeks after I should have called weeks earlier. Close friends and whatnot were asking me to, but basically, my brain went tilt because I went off of something called clonazepam, or I'm probably murdering how it's pronounced, but it's in the benzo family. And I didn't even think I was taking anything like that. So I'm going to discuss, basically, if you ever have mental illness in any way, we all know I'm mental, but I actually, my wires went short upstairs in the old noggin. So I found myself in an ER in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Geisinger and the staff there. Nothing but professionalism and seriously kind people from the second I got to the first window when you check in, all the way through the whole process. I had to sit in the hospital, though, for about 40 hours, and half of that was in the hallway, or not the hallway, but the walkway in the ER. But that was just because they had a hard time finding me a bed in Kingston. So they couldn't find it there, and they shipped me on down to Philadelphia, to Belmont Behavioral Hospital. Shout out to Belmont. And I decided when I finally had the nerve to go, because I was ashamed, that I would make mental notes while I'm still kind of not firing right. I would take notes the best I could and try to remember my experience so that anybody who's having any kind of issues would know what to expect, because I had anxiety from once they told me they were shipping me to Belmont. Well, that'll knock your anxiety. So anyway, look for that in the future. I am almost 97% back because of the hospital and staff down at Belmont. Again, okay, down there we had a couple with attitude, and we had a couple people that I'll explain in great detail. That was an experience. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but now that I've survived it, I'm grateful that I went there. They really did know what they were doing. I've seen more doctors and nurses than I've ever seen in my life. I was seen by 4 different doctors. I was not diagnosed. Sadly, I thought I'd be diagnosed with something crazy like bipolar or something, but I wasn't. It was just severe depression brought on by going cold turkey off of clonazepam or Klonopin, or I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyway, I think it's called clonazepam, but I will have pictures of the bottle or something when I discuss this. So if you're out there and hurting, or if you're screwed up for medications, do not do what I did. Do not sit at home and go through all that you go through when you detox from some of these medications. Also, get yourself accountable for your own health care and really do research on what you're taking, because with a little bit of research after the fact, it turns out I could have died easily, and I could have died and could have gotten seizures, could have had strokes, and there's a litany list of all the things that could have happened. But yet again, I'm lucky, thanks to God and all my angels. But what a trip. It was Alice in Wonderland down the rabbit hole, Crazyville, because of going cold turkey on this apparently a benzo type pill. And again, it was really good for getting you to sleep, back to your patterns, but you don't want to go cold turkey on these type of pills like Xanax and whatnot. So I don't care if I'm taking a Fred Flintstone's vitamin in the future. If it's not at my pharmacy, I will be questioning the staff and asking them to call and confirm with my doctor, excuse me, if it's to be discontinued. Anyway, this is the Big Daddy Roadshow. This is really just a short message to bring everybody up to speed before the gossip starts. And that's the story, and I can back it up. If anybody cares, they can, I don't know. Nobody should care. The whole point of this is to just warn people to go to the ER earlier than later, and to know that, you might be a little ashamed. You might feel all kinds of emotions, but if your brain's not firing properly, seek help. Do not lay in the dark, sleep 22 hours a day like I did. No good. That's why this happened. This is why I have the Jim Morrison look and the Howard Hughes look. And ironically, I'm going to make a show out of this too, because I'm going to learn how to shave a beard like this. I've never had facial hair like this. So I'm actually YouTubing how to shave, but I might just pawn this one off on the professional barbers. I haven't decided yet. Let's see. So some graphics just to thank everybody. Belmont Hospital, if you've, let's see if I can just get a picture. I want to show everybody Belmont. And everybody's asking if we're going to do a show tonight or tomorrow. It's up to Uncle Bruno. I need somebody to talk to while we discuss these different topics that we do, but he's kind of dealing with a funeral and stuff. So we don't need to do a show. If he's got situations like that going on, no big deal. We can just push it off till tomorrow, but we will start season 5 regardless, even if it's by myself, this coming week with either a midweek mashup or a Friday night free-for-all, which seems to be the fam favorite with the people watching. But, okay, so let's see if I can find it. I made a folder. You guys should see my screen, all these folders with pictures, but it's kind of maddening to find them. But here we go. Okay, so here is a picture of Belmont Hospital. And this is out on the east side of Philadelphia. This looks like I don't know if it's a photograph or if it's a artist rendition, but this one must have been built in like the late 50s or 60s. And ironically, they are ripping it down to build a brand new hospital, because I found some pictures of a supposed bed in Belmont, and I can assure you that this was not what my bedroom looked like. Check it out. So this is what's online for Belmont, but that must be for Richie Riches, because my room was kind of institutional looking. 3 beds. I got checked in at 1:00 in the morning wearing my paper pants and shirt. What a trip. But the staff was really cool. It is like going into like a mini military type zone. You don't get away with too much if you want to have privileges like going down for lunches and whatnot. But this is Belmont in Philly, and big shout out to them. Well, there were some curt and kind of borderline rude staff, mostly in the aid department. Aides, they call them technicians. Maybe one nurse here and there. I have to give them props for being pretty awesome. Now, they're breaking ground on a brand new hospital, which is something that I seen when I had my privileges. And I think I have a graphic to show what the new building's going to look like. And I'm telling you, it looks pretty sweet compared to what I experienced. And I think it's going to be up and running by January 2020. So if I can just get that picture quick, I want to show off the new building coming to Belmont. For Belmont Hospital. It's called Belmont Behavioral Hospital, but it's basically a psychiatric hospital. And my father was a supervisor RN at Brooklyn Psychiatric Hospital back in the 60s. But here's the graphic of the new Belmont Hospital being built. And apparently the building I was in is going to be turned into a parking lot. So there you go. So that's what happened to me. I went haywire after discontinuing a pill that I should have been weaned off of. So as always, I like to educate people. I like to learn myself, and I learned a valuable lesson to always double check with your doctors. But again, I foolishly thought it was just a vamped up sleeping pill, like you get a Rite Aid or something. I thought it was like a special doctor one. How silly am I, right? So huge thanks to the great doctors and nurses and medical staff at Geisinger in Wilkes-Barre, which is near Mohegan Sun Casino, and Belmont, Belmont Behavioral Hospital in Philadelphia. Really, again, once I learned why the staff was treating me the way they were, it kind of made sense. So when I first checked in, I was all discombobulated. But after all the talks and groups and doctors, I was seen by more doctors than I was ever seen in my whole life. And I could just tell you that they are the top in their fields, because they not only got me straight in the head, they got my blood sugars the lowest I've ever seen it in my life. And I'm very grateful. So if you want great doctors and nurses and medical staff, I think it's pretty clear, and everybody knows Philadelphia is second to none, really, when it comes to the different hospitals they have down there. But thank you to Belmont, and thank you to Geisinger. The good that I received from both hospitals far outweigh the bad, and also, excuse me, see, I'm getting a little fuzzy, just 1% fuzzy. Also, the people at Geisinger, honestly, my daughter was born there over 14 years ago, and they were really nice from the first window all through the process of the ER and then exiting. The only complaint I had is they wouldn't give me my CPAP machine when I was sitting in the chair or on the gurney while in the ER. So I basically stayed up for another 2 days till they found me a bed. So anyway, that's the story. That's not gossip. That's the truth. And that's what happened. And I'll ditch these pictures, but the message is know your body, know what you're putting into your body when it comes to medications, find out side effects, etc., and know what to look for. And if you're ever just completely acting different, which my friends will tell you I was, go to the ER. Don't be stubborn like me. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. I was embarrassed, but looking back now, it's just foolish. And I'm not embarrassed about what I went through. It was a simple mistake with a prescribed medication. And I'm sure it happens thousands of times across the country and the world a day. So where's Uncle Bruno? He is currently with the crew, his work crew. He's finishing up work for the day, Dale, and he may or may not be back tonight or tomorrow for a Sunday chill or a Saturday show. We don't know. It'll be random. It'll be just improv and talk and random conversations. So don't look for anything special. Let's see if it happens tonight. We're not sure. So again, let's get rid of these. And lastly, this is a huge one for me. I want to thank all the people that made a donation, all 5 of you guys. And I'm not picking on the people that don't donate, because times are tough. Money's hard to earn today and everything costs so much. But for my troops, I just tried to do a random fundraiser, and it was successful. I didn't think I was going to hit my goal of $200 online, but right in the last minute, Dave Kendall from Dave Kendall Landscaping in Hazleton, PA, jumped on the bandwagon with a $75 donation. Uncle Bruno, $50. I can't remember all the numbers, but Karen, let's see, Kristen in Texas, thank you. Thanks to everybody who donated. I don't do it often, but when you guys help me, whether it's for equipment for the show or when I'm doing something for charity, I was thrilled to even get the 125, to be honest with you. And I have raised over $99. $99 I received for my stars, the little star thing I'm doing from the U.S. Flags Retired. And there's a businesswoman who's looking to donate $100. So between online and offline, we're approaching $400 for the Elks Lodge fundraiser that I did. And as long as everybody gets their money to me, we're going to hand it right over to Lenny Gibson, the secretary of the lodge, probably this Tuesday. As soon as I get the money, we're going to hand it off. So thanks for supporting my Elks Lodge number 200 in Hazleton, and thanks for just being cool and watching my shows. So that's it. I really don't have anything else to say right now, but there may or may not be a show later, depending. This is Big Daddy. I'm going to go learn maybe how to shave. I don't know. Do I try and do it myself, or do I leave it to a pro, or do I just take it all off? But this is what you look like after 2 months of laying in bed, when the worst of it was 23 hours a day. And I'll get into all the details because I want people to know the experience of going from thinking straight to not thinking straight, and then getting help and being brought back to reality and life. All I can say is it feels good to feel good again. And honestly, it's the best I felt between the blood sugars and whatever the hell happened with my head with that pill. Feels good to be back with the living. So thanks, everybody. I'm sure, like always, most people at this time, 7:04 p.m. on the East Coast, most people will see this after the fact, after the live. But thanks for the donations. It'll go to veterans and via the Hazleton Elks Lodge number 200. And thanks to the staff at Belmont Behavioral Hospital, the third floor East unit, the diagnostic floor. Thank you, guys. Even the ones that we kind of got a little testy with. Good stuff. You're definitely, you're literally looked at every 15 minutes. It's mind bending. That actually makes you go crazy when you're not crazy. So, and to all the friends I met there too, all the people that are hurting with drugs and alcohol problems, I have a whole new respect for people that are dealing with that. I learned a lot. I went to every group. I learned a lot. We'll be talking about that and a whole lot more in the weeks upcoming. Thanks for watching the Big Daddy Roadshow, and I guess that's it. I don't know. Let me just cue the music here. And what do you think of that harmonica playing skeleton? Uncle Bruno, let me know what you're doing. Watch what you put in your mouth medication-wise. That sounds dirty. Okay, it's Big Daddy. I'm out. Thanks for watching and listening. Peace.